John Fulton with the Ohio State University in the Food, Ag, and Biological Engineering Department. I'm an associate professor there. So we're talking a little bit this morning about kind of the evolution that we're seeing in agriculture. I suggested we used digital agriculture to kind of frame that up. And underneath digital agriculture, there was kind of four components or four legs that I suggested. Number one is precision ag, and we've been at that for a good 20 years, and that really focuses on the technology and some of the basic services that we've seen for several years, like soil sampling followed by prescription to bring fertilizer. The second component of that is prescriptive agriculture. We talked a lot about that, had good discussions about what prescriptive agriculture is, but in just simply is, I want to be, as a grower, I want to have to submit or provide some kind of data. Typically when we think about precision ag, that's going to be yield data, possibly spatial type of data layers to someone in order for them to process that, bring some analytics to that, and ultimately bring a prescription back to me or some kind of information as far as a recommendation of what that might look like. The third thing was enterprise agriculture, and that's where we're seeing several companies build out more of a financial aspect, a budgeting aspect, a cost management aspect, maybe some modeling from a machinery. If I add a second combine or a third combine, or do I need 2 grain carts? Do I need 3 based on my trucks? And those type of things. We're seeing a lot of companies, but using some of that data from the precision ag, but some of the prescriptive agriculture really to get down to a field level cost budgeting perspective. And so that's what I kind of talk about enterprise. And then there's the big thing that we've been talking about for the last couple of years, and that's the big data. We're kind of at a stage where we're seeing companies build pieces of that, trying to set up and kind of build a big data environment, but we're very still young. When you kind of put the big data around the prescriptive, the precision in the enterprise, that's really where we get into what I would call, what we'll see and think of as digital agriculture. When we think about where we're at here in the United States in just terms of adoption, looking at surveys from different sources, right now precision ag itself in that category touches about 70 or just over 70% of the acres here in the United States. So it's prevalent. That makes sense. We've got a lot of technology on machines today. From the prescriptive agriculture, I think that's where we've seen a lot of growth, especially in the last year. 2014, really, we started to see that increase. 2015, even more. But as we think about prescriptive seeding, some of the fertility management where we're looking at removal rates and blending that with some of our sampling and bringing some algorithms in very locally to analyze how we should be putting fertility back out. Those are the kind of things. We're suggesting, it depends on the area, but we're north of 15% adoption, and I think we're going to see that continue to grow even as we see these grain prices kind of level out at some of the lower prices in recent years. But I think we'll see growth. I think all indicators are that's going to be a way for growers to understand cost on a field-by-field basis from a prescriptive and also manage it at a kind of field or even a subfield basis. And then, in terms of really thinking about this whole prescriptive enterprise, this digital agriculture, long term, I think that most growers are not going to do all their data management in-house, and we're going to see 95+% of them kind of go out and get someone to do some of that, all that management for them as it relates to data. So that's kind of how we frame that's kind of how I see. We're very young in the digital agriculture, but I don't see we're turning around. We're really going to see more data-driven decisions. We're going to see that kind of thing grow, and it's going to be important to really manage costs and ultimately profitability.